My name is Michael Leip. I'm a game designer and the founder of MakerMonsters. MakerMonsters is a mobile game development company making games that are scientifically designed to increase creativity based on leading research. Now, I've personally seen the benefits of creativity in my own life, especially being an entrepreneur most of my adult life. So I know sort of innately the benefits of creativity. But I looked into the studies, and over the past couple decades, we've seen that there have been countless studies that show the myriad benefits of creativity. People who are more creative tend to be more resilient. They tend to deal better with stress. They tend to be more confident. They tend to be more happy. In school, they tend to get better grades, and also as they grow up and progress in life, they tend to get the better job and tend to go for the promotions and start to take more risks that are positive in their life. So in doing that research, I also came across a study called the Creativity Crisis, which explained how creativity levels are at an all-time low in the United States and Canada. And they looked at research on creativity testing that have been done over the past 50 plus years and saw that there's been significant declines ever since 1990. And that decline was especially apparent in children K through 6. And now my background, I originally went to school for elementary education, so being a game designer and someone who worked to become a teacher at one point, my idea was that I could do something about this creativity crisis in my own way, and naturally that would be a game. So I looked at, well, if we take a step back and we say, first, what is creativity, and is that something that we can actually teach through a game? The definition of creativity varies from individual to individual, but they always tend to revolve around the same general idea that creativity is a process of creating something unique that has value to someone. And now again, there are varying degrees of that definition, but they all tend to revolve around that idea. So we know what it is. We also tend to know the processes that an individual will go through for creative development or for creative thinking. And so if we can identify these processes, we can also identify the traits that are most associated with the individuals. We know specifically that creative people tend to be more open to new experiences, among other things. So now that we know what creativity is, and we know what the processes and steps to the creative process, and we know the personality traits that are most commonly associated with creative people, now we can begin to design a game that is going to cultivate those things in the end user. And that's what I really set out to do. But why a game? And is a game something that can really bring those out in a user? Well, a game to me equals play. And play is something that's, to me, the gateway to creativity. It's something that's unlike most other states that a human can be in. When they do an fMRI testing where they test the blood flow to different areas of the brain, they can see which areas are more active. They can see when an individual is in a state of play that their brain lights up in a way unlike most other activities in their life. They can also tell that specific areas will increase and other areas will decrease. For example, when you're in a state of play, the area of self-monitoring or holding yourself back will decrease, where areas of self-expression will increase, which is amazing and unlike many other activities. So play opens up the mind to be more creative, and additionally it opens up the mind to be more open to making mistakes. It releases those inhibitions and allows the user to feel comfortable making mistakes and having failures and continually moving forward with a new process. Now this is something that I didn't expect when I started doing research with parents to talk to them about creativity in their children's lives, is many of them told me that their child is afraid to make mistakes. They're afraid to try new things because they don't want to fail. Now this could stem from our academic system where there's often only a right or wrong answer and there aren't multiple answers or even an exploratory process to find a possible answer. It could stem from that, but regardless, children now are afraid to try new things because they're afraid of the repercussions of getting things wrong. However, when you look at kids when they play, and whether this is in a schoolyard or this is a video game, you see that they aren't afraid to fail. They aren't afraid to make mistakes because they're comfortable taking multiple steps. If they fail at a video game, they get up and try it one more time. If they fail at a game in the schoolyard, they want to get out there and try it one more time. So that fear of failure isn't present during play. So play really is a perfect recipe for putting the brain and putting the human in a state to be more creative naturally and to start to think of things, especially when you prompt them with creative prompts, it puts them in a position to answer those prompts a lot better. So where does this all put us? We know what creativity is. We know the processes and steps to creativity. We know the personality traits associated with creativity. And now we know that play opens up the mind naturally to being creative. And we also know the prompts that we can give to a child to help them start to think creatively. So now we have the framework that we need, that we know exactly what we need to do to increase creativity. And to me, doing that through play is essential, that creativity and play go hand in hand.